even believe you. You know what? I'm too fly for this shit. Here we go again. Now that she is just a friend, then why she's calling you at 3 o'clock in the morning? I can't tell this no more. Here we go again. Now you're telling me that she is just a friend, then why she's calling you at 3 o'clock in the morning? I'm trying to hear it.
Let's think what you think this is. You treat me like a random bitch. You don't forget who introduced you to rocks and popping all that Christmas shit.
Who let you in from the back?
Anyway that you like it, you paid the price. I thought it was a cheap, you'll make the white. And now, bitch, you can't even say it tonight. I ain't even look in your face without wanting to slap you. Damn, I thank God I ain't get that tattoo. You better thank God I ain't had a strap, boo. You ain't even worked that trick, get at you. Matter of fact, true, get at too. I'm the best, I ain't got shit to ask you. Tell chocolate, bitch, she can have you. I ain't looking at you no more, I'm looking past you.
Here we go again.
Now you're telling me
that she is just a friend, and why she's calling you at 3 o'clock in the morning? I can't take this no more. Here we go again. Now you're telling me that she is just a friend, and why she's calling you at 3 o'clock in the morning? I'm trying to hear it.
Well, my girl think you can do all I did was think about me and you like damn. Like she got to keep with the real nigga. They know I say true like man. No more quarter to 8, you better hop on the bus for cash. And just for the tears, can't believe how many years it back, bitch. Now you know that I'm the queen of Miami. All that loud talking lines, say that shit for your man. Sounds like blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, what's up? Shut up.
Here we go again. Now you're telling me that she is just a friend, and why she's calling you at 3 o'clock in the morning? I can take this no more. I'm talking about you, grabbing my father. I'll be back for all the shoes and purses. Just watch you around. I said the 45 running round. I'm trying to get it now. Girl, say, oh, if you feel me, say, oh, if you have to get gone, say, oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Now you're telling me that I'm tired. I'm take this no more. I'm talking about you, having the fire. I'll be back for all the shoes and purses. Watch me.
What is going on, Conscious Crew? It is your favorite breakdown commentator, CTV. Welcome to another episode. Girl, we got to get into some things, child. Yes, you read the headlines correct. But before we get into this discussion, you already know what I need you all to do. I need you guys to thumbs up the video until it is stuck. Thumbing up helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up the notification system so that notifications can go out to all of the Conscious Crew members who have no idea that we are live and in mother loving color. Okay. I also need you guys to make sure that you are subscribing. If you're new here, I think we're like 25 subscribers away from 43.3, bitch. Oh, God, come on, 33. So shout out to all of the new subbies. I love you long time. We are a all-purpose, multifaceted ass platform that get into all the things of the things of the things. Also, I need you guys to make sure that you have your notification bell set to all, even though it halfway motherfucking works. But something is better than damn nothing, okay? And last but not least, I need you guys to share this stream out so that everybody knows what the tea is, bitch, okay? Whether you have the dark side of Twitter, AOF, whether you are on Facebook, Tumblr, I don't give a damn where you select the link. Just let them whores know that we are whoring. With no further ado, let's push on through. Okay.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, you guys, it is 130 of y'all in the building and only 89 likes on this video. Let's get these likes up until they stuck, honey. You already own your device, obviously, so just slide your finger on up and hit the thumbs up. It's free of charge, and if you love me, you'd be obedient. Now, let me speak to all of my late night boomers. What's going on, Auntie Deb? Hey, love, how you doing, sugar? What's going on to my Usher Ray, who is stumbling through the hallways, baby, after she done took a big ass poop in her man's toilet. God, what's going on, Phyllis? What's going on, Daniel? Hey, Tasha. Hey, VS. What's going on, No Need 32? What's going on, Tasha? Hey, Caitlin. What's going on, Ty 87? Hey, Boo. Hey, AJ. Hey, God's number one. What's going on, Miss Barbara, VS, Ashley, Lake Shag. What's going on, Lake Shag? How you doing, love? Hey, Prince J. What's going on, Keisha? Hey, IN Gardner. What's going on, Caramel Butterfly? What's going on, Tavia? What's going on, AJ, Marquetta, KD? What's going on, Bettina? Hey, TL Goldie. What's going on? Hey, Afia. How y'all doing? What's going on, Sister Phyllis? Hey, Sam. Hey, everybody. Come on, California. Baby, California got it going on right now. Okay, got it going on. What's going on, Deborah? Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Nakia. What's going on, Nikki? Hey, everybody. So, please thumbs up as you're coming in. I don't give a damn whether you're actively in these streets right now. I don't give a damn whether you are a motherfucking Bush baby. I don't give a damn whether you part of the replay gang. Make sure that you thumbs the fuck up. Okay? Now, we got to get into some things, baby, okay? I was minding my business and y'all's too, girl. And I had them stumbled across Baby Daddy's live stream King Jives, okay? King Jives, y'all know who the hell King Jives is, okay? King Jives went live, 22 hours ago, I think. And he allegedly is being sued by a Cogic leader. So let me go ahead and get into my motherfucking description. Commentator King Jives is being sued by Cogic church leader Wayne F. Felton for alleged defamation of character. The bishop alleges that Jives made erroneous claims about his conduct and character that has led to the loss of church members and taken a toll on his mental health. His claims are that he's been cyber bullied and slandered, but King Jives has refuted these claims and feels this is a sham lawsuit filed by a man who just couldn't take the public criticism from his own church members and the opinions of those looking from the outside in. Jives says that he has not acted in any maliciousness. His words have been taken out of context. The bishop has flat out lied on him and that he sought to do nothing but report on what was made public and privately available to him. So, girl, we're going to get into the discussion. My God, today, Auntie Deb. I know King Jives is somewhere saying, bitch, here we go again, okay? First, Bishop Criminal Head was trying it, okay? Now, Bishop Wayne Felton is trying it. Now, before I go any further, I got to give a little bit of a disclaimer, girl. I don't know a damn thing about Wayne R. Felton. I don't know shit about his previous alleged scandals. I don't know a goddamn thing about his church. Everything that I learned today came from watching Jives' commentary, okay? So, just wanted to get that out, completely out the way, Okay? Now, before we get into the thick of the lawsuit, I'm going to let you kind of hear a little bit from Jives' own words. I'm going to play some of his commentary so he can tell you kind of how him and Bishop Felton came into contact with one another, and then how it got here, okay, to said lawsuit. So let me go ahead and run an old nasty fair use. Ty, can you drop an old nasty fair use in the mother chat for me? You guys thumbs up as you guys are entering the sanctuary. Honey, let me run my old nasty fair use gear. Okay, how doing? How doing? And I'm going to give y'all my thoughts at the end of this commentary. The lawsuit filing is pretty lengthy. Not lengthy. You know, we've read longer. Okay, but yeah. All right. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and motherfucking research. Okay? So let me let you guys listen to King Jives, okay? He's going to first talk about how him and Bishop Felton first came into contact.
So it was in this video right here. Oh, this one really. This video where I talked about where he was basically saying that all gays, LGBTQ people need to be in an insane asylum, crazy, locked up somewhere, killed, whatever. Killed may be a strong word, but locked up in an insane asylum, that's what he said. So we had a discussion, right? We had a discussion, and I believe it was this next video right here, because a former castmate, we were on here talking about it, but it wasn't, and after we did this live, we all collectively, we was like, you know what? He actually came on the show, and I said, well, actually, no, he called me, and I said, Bishop, can we do a show? And you can address these things as you need to, or whatever, because I don't know you to be that type of dude. And I don't know what made you say this. I don't know. So this video here with Will Horn and Wayne Felton right here and the whole cast. So as you can see, y'all can see this. He's right here in the middle on my show talking with all of us. Now, mind you, London comes on here later. My sister Miko comes on, and everybody else is ready to tear this man a new one. And I'm on here being gracious, kind, and everything to this man. And I'm trying to be kind because I'm like, at this point, this is my quote unquote, this is my friend, right? So I thought. So, we had did some videos, and first we discussed it, all these things. This was one of the videos here where he said, oh, I am. Don't worry. I'm about to read these court papers. And then so, y'all, while we're into the things of the things, here's what I want to explain to y'all. This is what I want to explain to y'all. Are y'all, is the holy Christian people up in here in the comments? Well,
So as you guys heard right there, okay, so they first came into contact when I guess Jives got wind or some commentary from the pulpit of Bishop Felton was made public regarding his beliefs or talking points around homosexuality. And of course, some members of the LGBT community and allies alike believe that those comments were fucking harsh, equating LGBT people to mentally ill people, etc. The typical defamation and slander that queer people always undergo from dominant society and definitely from Western Christianity. Okay? So Jives had brought him on. They had a discussion from there. I guess they called themselves building a friendship. Okay? Fast forward, somebody reaches out to Jives, sends him a voice note, and pretty much tells him that there's been a scandal that has unfolded in the bishop's sanctuary. Okay, so we're going to speed up a little bit here and let you hear that voice note.
I don't go to the church, but I spotted the wolf at the clothing many years ago, and actually I've been praying that God.
Hold on, let me rewind it back a little bit. Now, the audio is kind of low because he's putting his phone up to his microphone, so it might sound a little muffled. You have to listen intently, but I'll recap it for you after you hear it.
I used the word Bishop Wayne Felton as so-called holy Christian people. Just want to let you know that a big scandal has busted loose. I think that you've been very kind to him, but I think that you picked up that there were some things that were going on. Well, it has, and it's a big sexual scandal. So I've been kind of watching it from.
So this person who left Jives' voice note is saying there's been a big scandal that's busted out in the bishop's church allegedly, and that it's a sexual scandal.
Distance. I don't go to the church, but I spotted the wolf at the clothing many years ago, and actually I've been praying that God would just stop the sheep that are being fed there. That apostasy, and God is faithful. So you can give me a call back, or I'm not sure exactly how you're going to get all the details. I can give you what I know. The bishop, the so-called bishop, is in hiding right now. Which I think is a cowardice way to deal with that. But I do know that I believe it's a lot to be uncovered, and so far I know what we have is infidelity, member of the flock, and the woman is.
So she just claimed that part of the scandal is a woman within the sanctuary, within the church, alleging that there's been some type of involvement between her and the bishop, allegedly. And
so far it's a woman. I believe that it's going to go further than that, but she's married, so it has to do with in the man, her husband.
Okay, and this lady allegedly who claims she has been having an affair with the bishop is a married woman at that.
The part of his inner circle, which is extremely painful. So, so I don't know what else to tell you other than you're more than welcome to call me back. I have followed your YouTube for a number of years now.
And according to Auntie Deb, it's a damn Caucasian woman at my God today. My all allegedly. My God today. A married white let me just play.
From various states. You are very, very interesting. I can tell you that. God bless you. Happy Thanksgiving. And I'm not sure if you can, if you're able to give me a call back. I'm just actually shocked I got the right number from the internet, but my number is.
Hold on.
Okay, so from there, a whole sequence of events transpired. Okay, from the quick amount of time I was able to kind of breathe through and kind of see what had happened, girl. Those receipts and what this whistleblower allegedly had to send to Jives ended up being a letter that was submitted to the church regarding some claims, etc. Jives has all of those receipts on his personal website. Matter of fact, let me see if I can bring it up here before we go any further. Let me see. King Jives and Bishop Felton. I was just looking at this. I didn't even know Jives had a website. Okay, hold on. Okay, here it is, I think. Yep, here it is. Demario. Okay, Demario Media LLC is Jives' personal site. So let me make sure he ain't got nobody news up here, girl. You know how you know how King Jives give it up, baby. Let me make sure, baby, ain't nothing flaggable. Okay, let me share my screen here. Okay, those letters and emails are from the wife and husband are explicit in detail. My God, today. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna share the screen and let folks see. Okay, so as you guys can see here, Jives has captioned sex adultery in the pulpit and office in Minnesota church. Bishop Wayne Felton. Okay. And it says, here's the letter from the husband of Elder Sarah Jensen. Elder Eric Jensen addressed Bishop Wayne Felton Sr. about his behavior with his wife and how he felt about all that transpired. These are actually play-by-play of how Bishop played on her pasted with her father, her past, with her father, and how she was abused and manipulated. Okay, so apparently this white married woman who was a member of Bishop's church, who is alleging that she was having an affair with the bishop, considers herself to be somebody who I guess says she was groomed and her trauma was weaponized against her by this man of God that she trusted, etc. And this is like the kind of bitchcraft that he used on her to get her into compromising herself, etc. Okay, now is letter upon letter upon letter upon letter upon detail upon. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, baby. Okay, they throwing verses at the pastor, baby. They calling scriptures, Galatians, Matthews, Titus, Timothy, goddammit, Luke, Duke, baby, and all his homeboys, girl. Okay, they are giving him that damn work in this letter. And apparently, this woman also, she alleges that, she's put on sexual shows for the bishop over FaceTime and was rubbing all on herself and just, giving it up in the unholy name of the Lord. Okay. So yeah, girl, as you guys see here, very, very lengthy letter, child. Aaliyah ain't got shit. Okay. On the husband of this white woman, okay, who is confronting the bishop of things. Okay. So that's that. Now, Jives reached out to the bishop, okay? There's a lot going on. There had been a lot going on in-house, as you guys heard from the caller, who, even though she wasn't a member of the church, she was aware of the things that was going on. And some of the bishop's ex-members began to follow Jives, okay? So when he got wind of all of this, he did reach out to the bishop, okay? I want to show you guys something here. When he got wind of what was happening within the church, at this point, him and the bishop already had a rapport, and he wanted, to consult with the bishop and kind of get his side of the story and, see what was going on, because he was pretty clear that he was definitely going to speak publicly on it, but he wanted to be fair. He wanted to get both sides, and he didn't want to consider bishop, since he actually had proximity to the bishop. He also had the side of the accuser, okay? So, according to King Jives, there was a FaceTime call between him and Bishop Felton. Jives claims that in that FaceTime call, Bishop Felton did confess to him, broke down, cried, and all, and admitted that this did happen. It shouldn't have happened, was remorseful, etc., blah, 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 blah. Now, Jives being friendly he did not choose to record Bishop according to him. So this isn't something he has proof of, but it's something that he can personally bear witness to and testify to, because it's something that he says, you know, transpired in a FaceTime call between him and the bishop. There was more communication between him and the bishop. Some of that communication was also through text. Okay. And I'm going to show you a screenshot of one of those texts. And this is Josh making it clear, you know, that he is going to speak on the situation, but, you know, he just wanted, you know, to just kind of know how to navigate the situation. He really didn't want to step on the bishop's toes, okay? So here's a screenshot of that text exchange that you guys can see here. Wayne Randolph Felton, the bishop in question, who's been accused of these things and who is suing Jives. Jives says in purple, that's what I meant, LOL. Wayne says, oh, I told you when I called I had to get legal representation. You don't recall. Jives says, not at the moment, but I got you. How you let that white girl get you, Bishop? The bishop puts a crying emoji on Jives' comments. Jives goes on to say, so just FYI, all of this is public at this point, so I am going to talk about it, okay? I'm just trying to figure out how to talk about this. This is crazy, crazy. I'm really lost in trying to make this look good. It's not in my... So the bishop replies and says, it's not in my hands how you handle it. All I can say is it's one side of the story. Jives replies back and says, I truly understand that there are two sides to every story. Trust me, I do understand. So at this point, I don't know whether this text came, and maybe Auntie Deb can tell me. Auntie Deb, did this text exchange come after the alleged FaceTime call between Jives and the bishop, or was the FaceTime call after this text exchange? Hey, Killer, what's going on, love? Hey, Mary. Hey, everybody. What's going on, y'all? If Auntie Deb is still in the chat, if you could clarify for me if this text exchange was before the alleged FaceTime call, or was it after the alleged FaceTime call? This was before. Okay, this was before the FaceTime call, okay? So here it is. You guys see that the bishop did know that Jives was going to report on this. Jives did reach out to the bishop, give him an opportunity to have his side told. And then I guess as a result of the bishop knowing that Jives was going to speak about it, he went on ahead and gave Jives his alleged side, which allegedly ended up, you know, being on a FaceTime call. But I guess a lot of that was supposed to be off the record. So there's that, okay? Now, as a result of Jives covering the situation, church members are following Jives. They're active in the live chat. All those things can be viewed and screenshot and proven, etc. A lot of them were also able to kind of feed Jives information about what was going on because they were present, etc. And they was communicating to Jives like openly from the live chat, okay, when he would be live about all of this goings on. So at some point, the motherfucking bishop got in his fee-fees and decided to file a federal lawsuit that, of course, starts off at the bare minimum of $75K, and he's asking for as much as he can fucking get as a result of feeling like Jives has sued him. So we're going to enter into that motherfucking lawsuit right now. The bishop didn't start that crime mess until those emails and letters came out. Okay, so that's what escalated the situation. Okay, is once Jives had got a hold of those letters and emails, etc., the bishop knew that the fourth wall was deteriorating. Okay, and you know, allegedly it was after that he FaceTime called Jives and confessed, according to Jives. Okay, now let me put back up my motherfucking allegedly, baby, because if y'all, but I already told you, baby, you gonna have to get motherfucking fire marshal to find my motherfucking dad, honey. Okay, let me put my lip. So let's read this mother-in lawsuit. Hold on, let me make sure ain't nobody information and things in here. Oh, okay, yeah, it's good. All right, so let's get into the reading garage. Okay, let me get together the reading garage. Okay, I can take this down for now. Actually, I'll bring it back up when I come back around. So this was filed in federal court, Greg. You know, the folk go for the federal, girl, because you know it's where you're gonna get the most of your coin at, girl. It's where you're gonna get the big bucks at. Ask Unhinged with Budweiser K, baby. Okay. She know how it goes down. All right, so as you guys can see here, plaintiff is Bishop Wayne F. Felton individually and the Holy Christian Church International, and the defendants are Demario Jives individually and Demario Media LLC. The complaint is plaintiffs Bishop Wayne R. Felton individually and the Holy Christian Church International for their complaint against defendants Demario Jives and Demario Media LLC. So when you guys see like all of this, they're listing Jives as the individual and they're also listing his company. Okay, they're holding both liable and they want their coin from either one of these motherfucking entities. Okay, so companies always do this. Okay, if you got any type of businesses, any type of LLC, you own a grocery store, you are author, you accredited, whatever the case may be, baby. Okay, they coming for y'all. Okay, the person and their assets, the person and their company, the person and their brand, the person and their LLC. Plaintiff Bishop R.L. Felton is the senior pastor of the Holy Christian Church International, based out of St. Paul, Minnesota. He established the church 23 years ago in 2000, which has grown to over 4 campuses, which includes the main campus, serving a racially and economically diverse population of believers in the Twin Cities. Additionally, as Archbishop of the church, Bishop Felton oversees the communion of Holy Christian churches consisting of over 550 churches and ministers around the world, including those located in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Rwanda, Libya, India, and Mexico. Unfortunately, as the church has flourished and grown under Bishop Felton's leadership, he has become a target of a social media influencer by the name of Demario Jives, who runs a platform under the name of Official King Jives and has 88,000 subscribers on YouTube, 14,000 followers on Facebook, 20,000 followers on TikTok, and 38,000 followers on Instagram. Jives' videos on YouTube range in viewership from a few thousand per video up to 1 million views. Jives' focus appears to be attacking Black Christian churches and Black church leaders, sowing dissension and disruption within those churches. Okay, y'all guys know that Bishop, criminal head, claimed the same thing. Okay, Bishop Felton and church fell victim to defendant smear campaign beginning in December 2022, when Jives decided to report on an alleged sexual scandal involving Bishop Felton. Since then, Jives has published numerous lengthy videos and social media posts containing wildly false and defamatory accusations against the bishop, which include everything from an alleged grooming of women in the church for sexual affairs to covertly and hypocritically engaging in homosexuality to implied pedophilia to allegations that the bishop exiled 2 female members from the church because they married Muslim men. Of course, Jives knew that none of this is true. It is maliciously designed to impugn the character and reputation of the bishop, drive people away from the church, and increase viewership and followers of Jives' platforms. Initially, Bishop Felton and the church chose to ignore defendants' defamatory campaign, believing it best not to respond to such overt lies and distortion of facts. However, defendants have been successful in their unlawful scheme to increase Jives' online profile at the expense of tearing down Bishop Felton and the church. Thousands of people have watched, shared, and commented on Jives' videos of the plaintiffs, and members have left the church in droves as a result. Bishop Felton's personal and professional reputation has been irreparably damaged, and Jives continues to threaten to damage his reputation further. Additionally, Bishop Felton and his wife have received harassing mail and threats from strangers who specifically referenced Jives' videos and his giving them access to the letters online as the source of their angst. The church has likewise been defamed, suffering severe financial consequences, including losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in vital contributions that allowed the church to fulfill its mission to serve the community and the poor. Jives and his company have been sued by other church leaders, aka Bishop Criminal Head, whose lawsuit exceeded his own statute of limitations. Jives was never served, and that lawsuit is a frivolous one at this point that's in the system but completely inactive. Nonetheless, church leaders in other areas of the country in the past for similar conduct. However, Jives appears to remain undeterred. Therefore, plaintiffs have no choice but to commence this action to obtain a court order enjoining defendants' unlawful conduct and seeking damages for the harm defendants have inflicted on Bishop Felton and the church. Plaintiff Bishop Wayne R. Felton is the senior pastor of the Holy Christian Church and resides in St. Paul, Minnesota. Baby, y'all better thumbs the fuck up. When I'm out here reading my motherfucking asshole off, baby, y'all better thumbs up for misreading goddamn Rainbow, baby. When I gotta turn into the motor mouth of the damn South, baby, you got a thumbs up just because the work this deep throater is having to put in, baby. Okay? Plaintiff, the Holy Christian Church International is a non-profit corporation duly organized and existing under the laws of the state of Minnesota. Its principal place of business is located in St. Paul, Minnesota. Defendant Demario Jives, oh Lord, there was some information, child. Okay, I mean, it's all public any damn way. Okay, Demario Q Jives, King Jives Show, United Kingdom Media Ministries, and official King Jives. Defendant Demario Media LLC is a limited liability company organized under the laws of the state of Florida. Defendant Demario is the sole member of Demario Media, and therefore Demario Media is a citizen of the state of Florida. The court has jurisdiction over the pursuant to 28 U.S.C. because the amount is controversial. In controversy exceeds $75K, and this is a civil action between citizens of different states. Bishop Felton and THCCI are citizens of the state of Minnesota. Jives is a citizen of the state of Florida, and Demario Media, which is a citizen of the states in which its members are citizens, is a citizen of Florida. Therefore, for the purposes subject matter jurisdiction, there is complete diversity of citizenship between the parties. Venue improper in this court pursuant to 28 U.S.C. because a substantial part of the events or omissions given rise to the claim occurred in the district. The court has personal jurisdiction over Jives because Jives intentionally defamed Bishop Felton and THCCI, an individual and entity whom Jives knows to be located in the state of Minnesota. Such conduct was expressly aimed at Minnesota and expressly aimed at Minnesota citizens and was committed with knowledge that damage would result to Bishop Felton and THCCI in Minnesota. Indeed, both defendants were intentionally talking about Jives, the entity, and his company, attempting to sow dissension and harm to the church in Minnesota by engaging Minnesota-based members of THCCI in these defamatory posts. In addition, on information and belief, the defendants conduct business in Minnesota for and on behalf of Minnesota businesses, including the Minnesota Community and Technical College, several Church of God in Christ churches in Minnesota, and Minneapolis government officials. Moreover, on information and belief, the defendants otherwise advertise their business in Minnesota. Furthermore, Jives has social media accounts that can be accessed by anyone around the world. Through these social media platforms, Jives is targeting the Minnesota THCCI community for the purpose of causing discord and dissension. Bishop Felton is an alumnus of Tuskegee University, receiving his bachelor's in political science and English. He received his master's of divinity and Asbury Theological Seminary of Wilmore, Kentucky in 1996. Prior to founding THCCI, Bishop Felton was a chaplain assistant at Tuskegee University from 1988 to 1992. He was a chaplain intern at the Federal Bureau of Prisons from 1995 to 1997 and worked as a staff chaplain overseeing religious groups in the resident population and performed ministry to residents in the psychiatric ward and facility hospital. He was the football chaplain of the University of Minnesota from 2008 to 2010. The Holy Christian Church International was established as a racially diverse group whose principal aim was to fulfill the Great Commission as per the scriptures and serve the needs of the poor and indigent in the Twin Cities and globally. GHCC was founded in 2000, beginning with 6 character members, eventually grew and branched into several campuses and daughter churches in the Mankato, Rochester, and New Orleans, Louisiana. It served approximately 350 households from their St. Paul headquarters and sponsors various community outreach events, children's camps, and fellowship conferences in the Twin Cities. The church also is televised nationally in Minnesota, Iowa, New York, and Virginia. Jives is a social media influencer who has made a career in targeting religious leaders and churches throughout the United States, providing false narratives and making erroneous claims based on hearsay for internet likes and views. Jives claims on his Facebook page that he's a content creator and journalist that gets the news and the tea, but consistently makes statements that lack foundation for his claims. He operates several social media accounts under the aliases of King Jives Show, Demario Jives, Demario Q Jives, United Kingdom Media, United Kingdom Ministries, and Official King Jives. Combined across platforms, he has over 100,000 followers and over 24 million views on his content. Jives is also a graphic designer and founder of Demario Media LLC, which provides services to clients across the country, including in Minnesota. Jives' personal and business personas are closely intertwined. On his company website, Demario.com, Jives shares blog posts with slanderous titles, promoting his Facebook Lives and YouTube videos with allegations of misconduct against numerous pastors and religious organizations. These repeated postings demonstrate Jives' history of attacking religious leaders to further his popularity and for economic gain. On December 9th, 2022, Jives went live on his Facebook page under the name Demario Q Jives, claiming that he has received information relating to allegations of a sex scandal against Bishop Felton. In the video, Jives claims he received a voicemail on November 23rd, which you guys heard, of 2022 regarding allegations against Bishop Felton. He stated that he had gotten one side. I've got 2 letters from the other side and police reports and complaints or whatever. I'm going to tell y'all this. That's a quote. The statement is not true because Jives did not receive Bishop Felton's side of the story regarding these allegations. In fact, while Jives and Bishop Felton spoke briefly about this matter, Jives deceptively informed Bishop Felton that he would not be publishing anything about this matter on his platforms and that their conversation would be off the record because Jives attended the Holy Christian Church for a season of time, approximately a year circa 2011 through 2012. Bishop Felton initially felt comfortable in speaking with Jives since he gave him the courtesy of informing him of the tip he received about the matter. And no time in their conversation did Bishop Felton admit or confess to a sexual affair, contrary to what Jives proclaimed on his platform. In the live video, Jives accuses Bishop Felton of sexual misconduct based on a letter he allegedly received from an anonymous source. Jives republished the letter and then expounded on the unfounded allegations in the letter, going over it line by line on video, maliciously adding new allegations that have no support and for which he clearly did no investigation of before publishing. Now, I think it's funny how Bishop is claiming that Jives didn't do any investigating, but also admits that he engaged Jives in a conversation that was off the record. I think there's a lot to play with there. I think Bishop might have inadvertently, his lawyers might have inadvertently communicated 2 different things that oppose each other. because the lawsuit says there was not a conversation, and then it goes on to say where there was a conversation, but in that conversation there was no confession, and then says that Jives didn't have any journalistic integrity in reaching out for both sides, but a whole conversation took place because of just that, Jives getting both motherfucking sides. So, which one the fuck is it? Jives therefore republished the letter for anonymous source without conducting any independent investigation to determine the veracity or truthfulness of the allegations in the letter. But more importantly, Jives did more than simply republish the letter, which was long-winded, was short on allegations of specific sexual misconduct. Rather, Jives used the letter as a springboard to make a host of salacious and unfounded allegations about the bishop and his family. In the live video, Jives states that the Bishop Felton's son also engaged in sexual misconduct. Specifically, Jives states, quote, because it's not only him, but it's the sons too. The video has received 3,500 views. As of February 2023, these statements are untrue. And Auntie Deb says that his son's activities are on TikTok, and Jives does make references to those TikTok videos. I have not seen them for myself, but apparently on TikTok, there were some things going on. On December 9th, 2022, Jives further stated that Bishop Felton engaged in homosexuality. He stated, quote, y'all preaching so hard against homosexuality only for y'all to get caught up in homosexuality. Again, this is untruthful statement. During the same broadcast, Jives falsely alleged that Bishop Felton had a sensual interest in seeing videos of underage sexual activity. Quote, that's why I've been trying to tell you right now. Y'all want to talk about some homosexual and pedophile, question mark. I'm a homosexual and I don't want to see no child. No child. Hello, I don't want to see no child. In this statement, Jives insinuates to his audience that Bishop Felton was a homosexual and a pedophile, which are completely and utterly false accusations. So, in listening to Jives' commentary, Jives said he wasn't necessarily making this statement directed at Bishop, but at certain parts in whatever was transpiring in the live stream at the time, he was kind of going off and speaking in general, kind of slamming the church in general. Like, you know, the church always want to be judging everybody, but they got A, B, C, D going on. That was like the spirit of his statements, not necessarily labeling Bishop per se as this. On December 10th of 2022, Jives posted another YouTube video under the account official King Jives titled Certified Details, Minnesota Will Never Be the Same. In the video, Jives states that the members of THCCI were commenting in chat rooms in connection with a prior video he posted, stating that they were going ham, spewing rhetoric that your pastor was preaching, being hateful, being evil. The video has received over 6,200 views. As of February, this statement is false because none of the THCCI members typed any comments in the chat, in the live chat for that video. However, this statement was made by Jives in order to disrupt the church's operations and sow dissension amongst his members. Now, some of Jives' followers are in here tonight, particularly Auntie Deb. I did, and when I was watching Jives' video about this lawsuit, he was saying that those comments are still there, and everybody who was in the comment section tonight also bared witness to alleged members of THCCI also being in the chat. So obviously Jives is going to have said screenshots and more than likely be able to obtain personal witness testimony and corroboration from those THCCI members who were in his chat, which is what the fuck I would do. I will have all that shit together, okay, when it comes to responding back to this lawsuit, honey. On that same day, Jives stated that y'all slept with that woman's husband, referring to Bishop Felton. This statement is false because Bishop Felton never had a sexual relationship with the woman referenced, nor did she ever say he did. This video was watched at least 6,200 times. On December 11th, Jives posted a YouTube video under the account Official King Jives titled Part 2 Certified Details Bishop Wayne Felton. Senior, Minnesota, will never be the same, stating that he spoke to Bishop Felton. In the video, Jives claims that Felton made homophobic remarks towards him and that Bishop Felton was aware that Jives was going to go live after the conversation. He stated, quote, Bishop knows about all this and he already knows that I was going to do this live, which we saw in the text that I showed you guys. This is another untruthful statement because Bishop Felton was unaware Jives was intending to make a video after the conversation. To the contrary, Jives assured Bishop Felton that he would not be publicizing the conversation. And two, Bishop Felton surprised Jives texted him during his live broadcast to inform him of it by saying, so just as an FYI, it's public, so I'm going to talk about it, okay? I'm just trying to figure out how to talk about this. I'm really lost in trying to make this look good. Subsequently, this video received over 12,000 views across Jives' Facebook profile, United Kingdom's Ministries, and the official King Jives YouTube page. Also on December 11, 2022, Jives stated that when Felton was at his previous church as a youth pastor, the same type of act was going on. Hello, not only was the same type of act going on, but Bishop said that white folks at the church was trying to run him out and they wanted a black man in charge. The statement is false because Bishop Felton was never a youth pastor at another church and never made the comments Jives attributes to him. This video was observed by 7,000 people. Additionally, he falsely stated that Bishop Felton's wife had to know what was going on and was an enabler of the alleged activity. This is a false and misleading statement. In the days that followed, Jives continued to relentlessly defame Bishop Felton and the church. On December 15th of 2022, Jives posted another video titled Newsroom, Bishop J. Drew Sheared 12 million, Bishop Wayne Felton Scandal, Jamal Bryant on the official King Jives YouTube page, alleging that Bishop kicked 2 women out of the church for marrying Muslim women. These statements are untrue because the women referenced in the video were never dismissed from church membership. On December 18th of 2022, Jives posted a video on Facebook entitled Demario Q Jives was live with Diva doll Judana. In that video, Jives suggests that Bishop Felton is grooming other women in the congregation for sexual misconduct. Specifically, he states that there's another Marquita now. I guess she's at the church now. She's over there with Bishop now. All of a sudden, her and 2 other women are the prophets. Amen. This statement is false because Marquita, a member of THCC, is not being groomed for sexual misconduct, nor has she ever stated that she is no longer a member of the church. This video was viewed on Facebook by 5,000 people. On December 26th of 2022, Jives posted another video, Tory Lanez guilty, Cogic Bishop J. Drew Sheared, Scandal Bishop Wayne Felton, Michelle, and Barack Obama on the official King Jives pages. He claims that Bishop Felton was his friend publicly, but crucified me at his church for being homosexual. Jives accuses other members of THCCI of making homophobic statements as well. This is not true because Bishop Felton has never disparaged Jives nor mentioned his name from the pulpit. The YouTube video received over 7,000 views. On January 5th of 2023, Jives went live on Facebook and made further untrue statements about Bishop Felton's alleged comments regarding homosexuality. Specifically, Jives stated, quote, you've got Wayne Felton right now standing up in his church when he's supposed to be sitting down, standing up in his church, talking about we're bastard people and we're going straight to hell. This statement is untrue because Bishop Felton never made those statements. The video was viewed on Facebook by at least 2,000 people. Even today, defendants continue to defame plaintiffs. For example, on defendants' website, Demario.com, Jives features a post entitled, quote, Sex Adultery in the Pulpit and Office in Minnesota Church, THCC, Bishop Wayne Felton. Once again, even the title of this post is defamatory as it contains statements of fact that are untrue. The impact of the defendant's unlawful public crusade against Bishop Felton and THCCI has been devastating. Bishop Felton's personal and professional reputation has been considerably damaged. He has spent the past several months attempting to disprove allegations that have no basis in fact or reality and seeking to repair the damage inflicted upon the church's integrity, his name, and the negative fiscal impact due to members leaving in direct response to his false statements. Bishop Felton has been further damaged emotionally, suffering from embarrassment and humiliation Due to the widespread viewership of his broadcast, coupled with his insistence upon making the letters downloadable on several mediums. The church also has been damaged through disruption, confusion, dissension, and the loss of more than 50,000 of its members, along with the loss of more than 65% of its financial contributions. Indeed, the financial damage has required THCC to liquidate assets in order to maintain current missional operations. Plaintiffs bring action because unless the court orders defendants to stop their defamatory, malicious, harassing, cyberbullying conduct, this will only continue and plaintiffs will be further damaged. Plaintiffs seek not only injunctive relief through this action, but also damages for the harm caused by the defendants. Plaintiffs incorporate by reference all other paragraphs in this complaint and restate and reallege the same. Defendant Jives acted on behalf of himself and on behalf of other defendants and making these defamatory statements, meaning his LLC, his website, aka defendants have published numerous false and misleading representation statements and commentary about plaintiff. These include falsely stating that Jives had received Bishop Felton's side of the story before initially publishing the alleged sex scandal, whereas Jives admitted in a communique that Bishop Felton did not divulge his side of the story and that he understood their conversation was off the record. 2, falsely stating that Bishop Felton's son engaged in sexual misconduct. 3, falsely stating that Bishop Felton's wife was knowledgeable of the matter and was an enabler. 4, falsely informing the public that Bishop Felton was hypocritical for preaching against homosexuality and then engaging in the same. 5, falsely stating that members of THCC were commenting in chat rooms and being evil and hateful. 6, falsely stating that Bishop Felton slept with a woman referenced to in the letter who is a church member. 7, falsely reporting that Bishop Felton was unaware that Jives was going live with his story. 8, falsely stating that Bishop Felton engaged in the same conduct when he was a youth pastor and using the word pedophile in a video about Bishop Felton and the church. 10, falsely suggesting that Bishop Felton was grooming other women in THCC for sexual misconduct. 11, falsely claiming that Bishop Felton was his friend publicly but crucified me at his church for being homosexual. Then we're at 12, 11, got a lost count. K, falsely accusing other members of THCC of making homophobic statements against him. I, making false statements about Bishop Felton's sexual orientation and implying that he's a pedophile. This is by no means an exhaustive list of defamatory statements defendants have made. This is a summary of some of the most damaging and untruthful statements uncovered to date. Defendants were aware that these statements were false and made them with malicious intent. Specifically, Jives acted with the intent to destroy Bishop Felton's reputation to his position with the church and due to prior statements that Bishop Felton made on Jives' show about biblical teachings which Jives did not agree. Jives also acted with the intent to damage and disrupt the church for his own personal pecuniary gain. For these reasons, Jives acted with malice. Jives was willing to publish these knowingly untrue statements because the more inflammatory the story, the more viewers for Jives, which results in financial gain to him. Defendants specifically named Bishop Felton, THCCI, and members of THCCI in their videos, which demonstrates that the matters discussed in these videos are not matters of public concern. Moreover, the false statements relate to an alleged relationship between two adults, which is a private matter and was stylized as such, where the letters he posted discussed were specifically addressed to Bishop Felton and his wife only, despite Jives referring to himself on a... So I think this is funny too, because if you, as you guys heard earlier in the lawsuit damn near dressed this alleged letter up that Jives posted as something that Jives didn't investigate, that really did not exist, and that had Jives done research, he would have known that this was not unsubstantiated. But then, as you go on in the lawsuit, they actually address the letter and defend the letter as being between two people and Jives having no right to make it public concern. See, it's all of that type of, like, you gotta really listen for that type of, when people trip up like that. And they always do if you let them talk long enough. And clearly, this is an exhaustive as legal complaint against Jives. So they're talking hell a lot. And there's contradictions throughout this lawsuit. Despite Jives referring to himself on occasion as a journalist, Jives did not make any effort to verify the statements and to confirm the substance of the statements were true before blasting them out on numerous social media platforms. But in the same lawsuit, it acknowledges that Jives and Bishop had an off-the-record phone conversation, actually spoke, actually made contact, actually engaged about said controversy. And Jives' malicious intent to destroy Bishop Felton's reputation and disrupt the church due to Jives' personal disagreement with Bishop Felton is not in line with any sort of journalistic professionalism. These defamatory statements damaged Bishop Felton personally, professionally, economically, emotionally, and reputationally. The statements lowered his reputation in the estimation of the community, caused pain, suffering, humiliation, and embarrassment for him and his family, and have cost him professional opportunities now and in the future. His name has been disgracefully tarnished by defendants' conduct. The church has also been damaged reputationally and financially, losing 50% of its members and 65% of its monthly contributions, where the majority attribute Jives' videos as the impetus for their decision to leave. Due to the lost financial support, plaintiff THCCI has had to liquidate assets to support its current operations. The church has also sustained irreparable reputational damage. Defendants' actions were willful and intentional and or done in reckless disregard of the rights of the plaintiffs. Defendants' unlawful conduct must be enjoined, and a direct and proximate result of defendants' conduct, plaintiffs have suffered damages in excess of $75,000. Plaintiffs incorporate by reference all other paragraphs in this complaint and restate and reallege the same. Defendant Jives acted on behalf of himself and on behalf of the other defendant in publishing these defamatory statements. Among other things, defendants made statements directly or indirectly accusing Bishop Felton of engaging in serious sexual misconduct. Under Minnesota common law, a statement of sexual misconduct is defamation per se. Defendants have made the following statements that accuse or imply that Bishop Felton has engaged in serious sexual conduct. And we read a lot of these statements. They're just listing them all over again. Defendant statements constitute defamation per se because they accuse or imply that Bishop Felton has engaged in serious sexual misconduct. Defendants statements further constitute defamation per se because they relate to Bishop Felton's profession as a bishop and disparage his professional conduct as a bishop. Defendant statements also constitute defamation per se because they disparage THCCI's business. Defendants were aware that these statements were false and made them with malicious intent. These statements were publicly communicated to millions of third parties on public social media platforms, including YouTube and Facebook. Defendants' actions were willful and intentional. Defendants' actions must be enjoined, and direct and proximate result of defendants' conduct, plaintiffs have suffered damages in excess of $75,000. Plaintiffs incorporate by reference all other paragraphs in this complaint and restate and reallege the same. Under Minnesota State Code law, etc., a person engages in a deceptive trade practice when, and of course of business, vacation, or occupation, the person disparages the goods, services, or business of another by false or misleading representation of fact. Defendants in the course of their business have disparaged the business of THCCI by making the above reference false and or misleading representations of fact about what THCCI preaches and the services offered by Bishop Felton and the church. Defendants' false and misleading statements of fact have caused and will cause irreparable harm to THCCI and Bishop Felton. Plaintiffs are entitled to injunctive relief under Minnesota State, etc. As a direct result of defendants disparaging false or misleading representations of fact, THCCI and Bishop Felton have been damaged in the amount that exceeds $75,000. In addition, plaintiffs are entitled to costs and attorney fees under the Minnesota State Code, Wherefore, plaintiffs Bishop Wayne R. Felton and the Holy Christian Church International request the following relief: entering judgment against the defendants for actual, direct, and consequential damages, including lost profits in the amount greater than $75,000, enjoining defendants from making disparaging, false, or misleading representations of fact about Bishop Felton and THCCI, ordering defendants to remove their false and defamatory videos, posts, and statements about plaintiffs, awarding to Bishop damages for suffered humiliation, anxiety, pain, suffering, and other emotional damages due to defendants' defamation, awarding plaintiffs their attorney fees and costs as allowed by law, including under Minnesota State Code, etc., and awarding such other and further relief as the court deems just and equitable. Plaintiffs Bishop Wayne R. Felton and the Holy Christian Church International demand a jury trial on all issues triable to a jury. February the 27th, it signs the fuck off. Shout out to the lawyer. You know, he wrote up hella shit, okay? I mean, you know, it reminds me of the way that Larry's attorneys you know, write up. Except, you know, Larry's attorneys really be going to fuck in, girl. Like, they provide hyperlinks, screenshots. I mean, like, Larry's attorneys go to fuck off. So, as you guys see here, Bishop Wayne R. Felton is basically saying that Jives is a liar, 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 pants on fire, who's just mad because the bishop preaches a doctrine that is anti-queer, and because of that, Jives has went on a smear campaign to destroy his businesses, misrepresented conversations, all out loud on the bishop, etc. Boom, pow, boom, pow, boom, pow, boom, pow, boom, pow, boom, pow, boom, pow. He suffered great emotional distress. His business, his church, his reputation, everything has suffered in damages that exceed $75K. He wants punitive damages as well, which means that he wants Jives to be responsible for attorney fees, the whole nine, medical bills, which is, to my next point, he cited emotional distress. I wonder how he's going to back that up other than that just being a proclamation. Because if he's so tore up, you know, he's definitely going to need, you know, some written statements from his psychiatrist, etc., to confirm and affirm those things like Cardi B had to do. I'm also interested in what the bishop is going to use as proof that the damages done to his church are the actual result of Jives' alleged coverage, because he's going to have to prove that. He's going to have to prove that whoever fell away, that his loss were directly connected to Jives' commentary. He's going to actually have to prove that. What's going to make it difficult to prove that is that Jives is connected to ex-church members who already are corroborating that the church was already damaged before Jives ever started commentating on it. That according to them, allegedly the church, a lot of people had already left. Like the damage had already been done. So Jives' commentary came after the fact. Not beforehand and then created a big mess. The big mess was already transpiring as the woman who called him left the voice note articulated. So it's going to be very interesting. Now, I wonder what the motive is for the lawsuit. I wonder if the bishop, you know, people file lawsuits for various reasons. Sometimes they file frivolous lawsuits that are just designed to make a statement. Sometimes they file lawsuits to punish the people they're filing against, whether those people committed said offenses or not. And they will attempt to just keep a person tied up in court, keep them paying bills, keep them, you know, putting money toward a lawyer, a retainer's fee, keeping them, you know, tied up in paying to litigate, because litigating is very expensive. Every response costs money. Lawyers, you know, they run it down by the hour. You pay for everything when it comes to litigating. So a lot of people who quote unquote got money will try to basically run a person bankrupt and fucking broke and kind of give them hell financially by keeping them tied up and spending their money in the court system. And litigating can go on for years and years and years and years and years on end. It has driven people to have to file for bankruptcy who couldn't afford, you know, to litigate and had to default to judgments, etc. Or does the bishop actually, you know, does he really feel this way and he's intending to seriously like litigate and thinks that he actually can retrieve $75K plus from Jives? And has he really thought this through is my question, because I cannot imagine that Jives is going to stand alone in this lawsuit. I'm sure that the disgruntled alleged ex-church members from Bishop Felton's church are going to also take this as an opportunity to uppercut Bishop by standing behind Jives and being witness, being a character witnesses, you know, corroborating said in-house drama, etc. It's going to be a lot going on. Also, the bishop is kind of like, if he was upset that Jives publicized things that were allegedly happening to his church, well, the bishop has definitely escalated, you know, all of those scandals and allegations by suing Jives publicly, because that brings all of this right into even more into the public square, and it's only going to bring more traction to it. So it's going to be interesting. Now, Jives is asking for financial support, you guys. I am going to share what he has here on the screen on his YouTube video. He says he needs about $4,000 to retain a lawyer. That sounds about right. 3,500 plus, you know, is where these lawyers are at and what they're typically asking for before they even get started. They ask you to lay down that. He does have a Cash App. He does have PayPal. He does have Venmo, which somebody asked me to get Venmo today, so I may consider that as well. And he has Zelle. Okay, so if you guys are interested in supporting Jives, yep, it's going to open up Pandora's box. Exactly. I mean, ain't no telling how worse this shit is going to get by him openly suing Jives. As you guys see here, this is Jives' donation information. So if you guys want to submit anything, I'm sure every little bit counts. Once again, he is raising. Oh shit! That scared the hell out of me. He's asking for $4,000. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Okay, yeah, he's asking for $4,000. Okay, I'll post his links in the description box if y'all, you know, can't really see that. Okay. Also, if this is basically completely frivolous, Jives, when he gets his lawyer, he should definitely have his lawyer entertain the anti-slap statute that has come into play. And actually, yeah, when I said that a lot of times people will file lawsuits with the intent to penalize and punish a person financially, even if they never plan on actually like making it to trial, the courts have actually put something in place that actually helps to combat that, to keep people from having the legal system unjustly weaponized against them, which is called the anti-slap statute. And what the anti-slap is it's a protection. Hold on. It's a protection mechanism for those who are unjustly having the legal system, used against them. So the anti-slap laws are broad enough to cover slap suits aimed at silencing or retaliating against journalists or news outlets for critical reporting. These laws typically provide critical protections to the news media. Jives is in the media, allowing defendants to secure a quick dismissal before costly discovery process begins, permitting defendants who win their anti-slap motions to recover attorney fees costs, automatically staying discovery once the defendant has filed an anti-slap motion, and allowing defendants to immediately appeal a trial court's denial of an anti-slap motion. Okay? So if you win in your anti-slap suit, which is the route that Larry went when it came to the lawsuit filed against him by Bishop Criminal Head, which was completely frivolous, baseless, and it literally was no truth in sight in that suit. Okay, when the courts finally respond to Larry's anti-slap suit, and he wins this frivolous lawsuit that Bishop called himself filing against Larry, he'll actually be the goddamn defendant, and Larry would be the goddamn plaintiff. And he'll be responsible for running Larry or a nasty piece of coin back, covering all of the fees and costs it took him to respond to said frivolous lawsuit from Bishop. So that's the way for Jives to turn that shit on its head, flip the fucking coin back, etc. I would encourage Jives to not speak no more. Trust me, anything you say will be used against your ass in a court of law. So at this point, all he need to do is raise money, get whatever he need. Once he put his lawyers on it, just go silent, keep raising the money that you need to do whatever you need to do in the legal system, etc. But I wouldn't say anything else, because lawyers get very nasty, they get very shysty, and lawyers are paid to ultimately be creative. They are paid to find fault, to punch holes in your defenses, in your arguments, etc. These people are practicing the law, and some of them are better than others. And I don't know the nature of Bishop Felton's lawyer. I don't know how experienced. I don't know, how crafty he fucking is. But I wouldn't take no chance, okay? I would just go quiet and retain a crafty-ass lawyer to deal with these things. I wouldn't keep defending myself publicly, especially when this is already now happening in the court of law. So, only time I would speak is if I need to in court. Outside of that, I wouldn't say a motherfucking thing. I wouldn't give his lawyers no help. I wouldn't argue my defense per se publicly. I wouldn't put them hoes up on game at all. And once I say, just keep raising that money. So there more than likely is going to be a mediation. Judges, what I do know from being a part of legal cases, especially like regarding my mentor, is that judges, especially when it comes to federal, are not fucking interested in going to trial. Especially not for defamation. They really push against going to trial. They will force your ass into mediation regardless of anyone's wishes to go to trial, because trial takes a lot of money. It's exhaustive for the judge. The jury has to be assembled. It's also extremely fucking costly because this is federal court, which means that plaintiffs don't live in the same state. So people have to fly in, hotel costs, ticket costs. I mean, it's an expensive, glamorous fucking production. And it can last anywhere from a week to fucking 2 weeks, etc. It's a lot. So judges rather send people to a magistrate and see what they can come to reason in. So there is going to be an opportunity for mediation. Also, there's going to be a discovery period if this even gets there. And that means everybody will have to put their shit on the cards. I mean, on the table. They have to open up their financial records. They explore all of that shit. Everybody's evidences go on the table. if the bishop got a lot going on, he might not be interested in opening up, you know, the facts of his damn life, because you have to get very naked about your money and your finances and all of that shit when it comes to discovery. So it will more than likely end when when mediation happens. You know, the bishop probably is just trying to intimidate Jives. Ultimately, probably just want Jives to just leave him alone, to just not speak anymore, not commentate on him anymore. And to be honest, Jives already done did the commentary. His videos already done did the views. He already done kind of like, you know, he already done did his thing. So if mediation came, if I was him, I would definitely just be willing to mediate, because there really ain't no point, you know, in us going to trial and all of that. And shit, I've already done my job. The content has already hit. It already done did what it needs to do. I already done got my Google AdSense checks off of all this shit. So more than likely, the judge will, you know, ask them both for a mutual injunction and see if that will satisfy the plaintiff in this case, etc. Or Jives can take the opportunity to litigate, because this could be a money grab for Jives, and he can develop a old nasty countersuit, you know, in return, and battle it out and roll the dice on the shit, and then he could end up being compensated. And hell, you know, he'll have another notch on his belt, okay? Because, you know, when you win in litigations, you know, it increases the bad bitch factor, okay? So, you know, I don't know what Jives want to do, okay? But, you know, he got options in this situation. He got anti-slap. You know, he can litigate. He can defend all of his behavior as he did earlier in his videos. So he gets a lawyer that's able to really address this thing. You know, he could end up getting a payoff. Hell, you know, that goddamn studio fund. You know, God has a weird way of motherfucking answering goddamn prayers, okay? Y'all be out here asking for money. Lord, give me money for new tire. Give me money for new ceilings. And then your ass gets sued and be like, bitch, I thought I was asking for a blessing. And then God be like, bitch, the blessing is litigate, ho, okay? Because litigate and win, girl, okay? Because the win, bitch, is going to be your motherfucking bill ticket. Not y'all saying Olga, girl. Olga, it's a no, child. It's a no, okay? So we'll keep our eye on this story. We want to wish Brother Jives good luck in this. And, yeah, we'll keep you posted here, bro, okay? And, yeah, man, you know, it's crazy out here. And, you know, I think a lot of people got inspired by Cardi B, girl, and they think they can just slap fucking lawsuits everywhere just because they don't like what people got to say and they don't like certain things. Look, when you're a part of a religious community or you're a part of the media, etc., it is very hard, you know, to argue slander, okay, when you are a public figure. It's very difficult to do that. And with this bishop being a very public figure who has a very public service, you know, I mean, hey, you know, it kind of comes with the territory. And yeah, so we'll see. I'm going to get my ass up out of this bitch, okay? Y'all have a good night. Thumbs up this video. Yeah, and head over to King Jives page, you guys. All of his links to his information, to his cash apps and shit are over on his page. I will list them in the description box below. And y'all tell me what y'all think about this situation, okay, that's going on, honey, okay? Y'all think the bishop on to something, girl? Or if what y'all read in this lawsuit, it ain't adding up, baby, okay? And Jives does have receipts, okay? And this lawyer, like, Bishop can't prove that he didn't say it to Jives. You know, that's going to be on a, you know, like, his word for Jives' word, you know? You can't prove what somebody did not say in a private conversation. But considering that the bishop has a lot of people upset with him. I guarantee you, if they go to fucking trial, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be able to be character witnesses on Jive's side against Bishop Felton. And after a jury hears about these church members' experiences, about their knowledge of these alleged allegations and letter and affairs and all of this shit, when it comes to deciding who is more honest in the situation, Jives is probably going to win that by a goddamn landslide. Okay? So, Jives definitely need to get with the ex-church members and kind of get them in place right now. Start getting them to write some statements on his behalf, etc. Go and get some shit notarized. Go and get these letters notarized. Have them submit emails to you. Go get that shit. They just have all that shit awaiting. Even, ask, if some people would be willing, what I'm saying, to be called as a witness if this thing even goes that far. Okay? But I think that Jive got this. I think he got it in a can, I hate that he got to spend his money even responding to this shit. Lawsuits are just ridiculous. They're down. So it's annoying to have to even respond to a bitch about some dumb ass shit. Okay? But wish Brother Jive some light and love. I'll put his information in the link below. I will see you, in the description box below, and I will see you guys later on today, Mrs. Hump Day, okay? Thank you, Auntie Def, for coming through and giving context and providing information in the chat. I appreciate you, and I love you all, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.